Hi guys, just been asked to put together a short video just to explain a little bit more about the ICT Cambridge Nationals course as an option. The first thing to sort of say to you, the question we get asked most is, what's the difference between IT or ICT and computer science? Okay, the first thing to make clear is that the ICT course itself is based around how we use computers to create or to produce things. The computer science course is more the technical side of things, where you understand how the machines actually work and how they are programmed. So this course focuses on the ability to use computers to get creative. So things like spreadsheets, websites, databases, understanding how computers are used in projects in real life business. So it's more the idea of understanding how to use the subject. If you enjoy using a computer and you enjoy being in computing lessons where you are getting creative, making things and understanding really how computers can help us, then that's what the ICT course is based around. I would suggest that it's a course that is enjoyable for people who obviously have an enjoyment of using computers, whose skill set means that they are comfortable and confident using a computer. And also the idea of the course is that it teaches you how to apply your skills that you've built up from the very first time of you using computers right up until now, how we can apply those skills to create solutions to projects. Okay. And that brings me on to the next thing, which is really, what will you be doing, is probably the question that most of you have got. The course is structured where you have 50% exam and 50% coursework. So the idea is that with the examination, there are 4 units of study to cover, which basically look at how IT is used in different ways for storing data, for finding data, for presenting information in a business sense, how the decision-making process on a project, how you decide what to present and in what way. We look at the idea of the project life cycle. So project managers, as part of their remit, will have a very big use of IT, and it's the understanding of how we can use IT to help support the management of a project going forward, the different sections that there are, and the general understanding of how IT contributes to a successful business model really is what the content focuses on. In terms of the project, or the piece of coursework as you might hear it called, that is 50% of your final grade. And that is normally the idea of a scenario which we are given by the exam board, and it's basically a project to come up with a solution and solve a problem for a business. So in the past, we've had car businesses that need databases setting up so that their cars can be tracked, the sales and everything else. We've had situations where we've had to monitor things to do with social media, so maybe creating PowerPoints, spreadsheets, looking at information about how companies would run possible like social media streams. We've had a project most recently which was about a cake company, so monitoring obviously the progression of their cake stocks and sales, and also the idea of how they promote or advertise their business. That all comes under the remit of using IT. Okay, so in terms of what you'd be doing, it's some of the time theory work. Yes, of course, learning about how IT can be applied, and some of the time as well, it would be more coursework based, whereby you work on the project to create your own solutions, obviously with my support or Mr. Morgan's support, depending on who's teaching you, with the solutions to the coursework piece. The examination part is an hour and 45 minutes examination, and the coursework normally takes us in excess of a good part of whatever year we decide to do it in. Normally we do the coursework in year 10 and the exam in year 11, but with recent events we've actually switched that around this time, but that's obviously not of concern to you at the minute. The key headlines are: it's about IT, it's about how we use computers to support businesses and to create successful projects. If you enjoy getting creative at a computer screen and learning a lot more about what we can use with our IT skills to develop solutions to problems in a business sense, then this is absolutely the course for you. Okay, I hope that helps, and best of luck with the choices. Thanks, bye now.
So I enjoy studying IT because we have computers all around us now. We use it more than paper, more than anything else. Everyone has a phone, everyone has a computer, and not many of us know how to properly use it, and you get to learn that in IT. And I just think that's great, and there's so much freedom to it. It's so different to other lessons because in other lessons you're always writing on paper, in books, you open the same book every time, but in computing it's one lesson where you get to go on computers all lesson, learn about it, learn what in the future will be used more and more often. And when you go online, you've just got everything at your fingertips. You can do anything you want, really. I think it's great. So in lessons, Sir usually introduces the lesson, and then we go and we get on with it. And there's usually two different types of lessons. We either learn about the exams and what we do in the exams and the course for that. And in those lessons, we do worksheets and PowerPoints, and at the end of them, lots of the time we do Kahoots, which are really fun and everyone gets involved. Or we do coursework lessons, which is work we're putting towards our GCSEs, and we get marked on that. So you're always in the moment, you're always enjoying it. It's always great. You get to actually make assets like PowerPoints, Excel documents, Word documents for a business. And it's like you're in the real world. This is what you'll be doing in the future. And it's really good. I really like that. One thing that surprised me about IT is how much it's linked to business studies and maths. So in the first part of IT, you'll learn about the project life cycle, which is what businesses use when they're going through anything really. And obviously that links to business because you learn about businesses, and you also learn about things like iteration, which you do in maths. So you already have a head start on each of them, and they're both enjoyable. I think I really like them. And one misconception was I thought that we'd just go in, we'd learn how to use Word and how to use Excel, but we do it practically and we make stuff in them instead of just learning how to use it, and it's really fun. I think you should study GCSE IT if you enjoyed it in year 7 to 9 because it's still enjoyable. You do the same things but more advanced, and in the future we'll be using it all the time. And I think if you're excited to use it in the future and want to know how to actually use it and be ahead of everyone else and have an advantage when you go for jobs and things, then I think you should take IT. I think it will help.